Arbor Shrine teammates, club members, Mason, Temples. My name is Gary Walkenfuss, and I have been a Shriner for over 20 years, and I really enjoy being a Shriner. With me today, I have Noble Dennis Marshall, who is the Arbor Shrine Secretary and Treasurer. He gets 2 in 1. Right, Dennis?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to start with Dennis a little bit. Dennis, can you kind of tell us about yourself? You know, what you're doing, and a little bit about your path, your business, becoming a Shriner.
Well, I'm a funeral director. I own and operate my own business. I also believe in being very active in the community, and I'm in a lot of different organizations. I always feel that the most you can get out of a community is what you put in it.
Right.
And I've always felt that way.
That's a great thought. So you've been in the community for how many years?
My family moved here when I was in the 8th grade. I was 13 years old.
That wasn't very long ago then.
Well, longer than you think.
Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about Shriners. And we both are part of the Arbor Shrine Club in Nebraska City. And can you tell us a little bit about your path to becoming a Shriner?
I'll be the first to admit that probably initially it was just the thing that I needed to do just because of my family's history. But so I always had it kind of in the back of my mind that it was something that I would do. To my knowledge, I know I'm at least a 3rd generation Mason and Shriner. I don't know about my great-grandfather or on my mom's side of the family. I don't know, but on my dad's side of the family, I still have my father's fez, and I also have my grandfather's fez.
That's spectacular.
So yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
do come from 3 generations. My brother Craig is also a Mason. He's not a Shriner, but he is a Mason.
Earlier we talked to Brother Roger Pieper, and he talked about you have to be a Mason first before becoming a Shriner. Mm-hmm. And I know I went through, there's what was a 1-day lodge. Did you do a 1-day lodge, or did you go the full length of the Mason?
I did the full length, although it had changed right before I started through the degrees, and so mine was a little bit redacted a little bit, mm-hmm. but there was still quite a bit of memorization to it.
Perfect.
And I also need to say that the 2 people that approached me, Lou Crunk and Earl King, those were the 2 that really spurred my interest. And they knew my dad, and they knew my dad was a Mason and Shriner, and they approached me. My dad had passed away, and thought that it was something that I should do. And both of them took me by the hand and really, led me through the things I needed to do. Lou Crunk, especially with the Masonic part of it, he actually came over to my house at night and helped me with, learning and memorizing things that I needed to do, and
that's what brotherhoods are.
Oh yeah,
working together and doing those things. Noble Marshall, can you tell us a little bit about what activities does the Arbor Shrine do?
Oh gosh, we have our monthly meetings, and it's a social time. It's a dinner meeting. Our spouses are there as well, and we have a pretty good time. So that we have our monthly meetings to kind of organize the activities that we do. We do sometimes, not every year, but we do sometimes have a Christmas party that we do, and then we have also had social activities too. Like in the summertime, we might do an outdoor picnic or something like that, and
awesome.
Have a good time.
I know I've participated in some of those things, and it's really been very heartwarming to get together and get to know the ladies of the lodge, as well as our brotherhoods, mm-hmm. And other Shriners. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about the Children's Hospital, what it is, and how the Shriners, you see those television ads on TV. Can you kind of allude to that a little bit, please?
It has changed over the years, but the Shrine hospitals are throughout the United States. I think even in Mexico and Canada, if I'm not mistaken. And they've been making some changes lately, and it has a lot to do with, medical care has changed. Medical care isn't the way it was 20 or 30 years ago, and the Shrine hospitals are doing their best to keep up with the changes that are happening within the medical field. And it used to be that our patients, the children that we helped, would go to either St. Louis or Minneapolis.
And that's out of Odo, Cass County, or is that just out of Odo County?
Around kind of the Tangier area, Omaha,
Okay.
the greater area, Omaha area, and they have what they call the Road Runners, and that's another club or group at Tangier that they would drive the children and their families to the hospitals. But it's a long drive to go to St. Louis or Minneapolis, and so now they're starting to work a little bit more about trying to branch out a little bit and having outpatient services that can be actually take place in Omaha and other areas around here. I don't know all about what that's about, but I know there's been changes.
Do we have drivers here in Nebraska City that do the transportation as well?
Yes, we've had some drivers here that have helped with that.
Perfect. As far as membership of Arbor Shrine in Nebraska City, do you recall what the membership numbers are? And are they just from Nebraska City, or where are they from for the members?
Well, with our Arbor Shrine Club right here in Nebraska City, we have, I'm not sure exact numbers, but I think it's in the mid 30s, something like that. We have members that are obviously from Nebraska City, but the surrounding area. We've got members that are, we've got one member that lives way down in Missouri. And
Awesome.
we've had members that have lived over toward Beatrice and Syracuse and just kind of the general area.
Well, I really appreciate your time today. My last question, Noble Marshal, is if someone comes up to you and says, "How do I become a Shriner? I want to be in the parade. I want to drive the little cars. I want to drive the fire truck." What are some things that you can give them? What are some things our viewers would like to know?
First of all, I will say this. All of the members of the Arbor Shrine Club, if you approached any of them, or the Blue Lodge in Nebraska City, Western Star Lodge also here in Nebraska City, if you approached any of them and expressed an interest in joining, they're not going to turn their back on you. We love to have members. We always invite new members, and we would do whatever we could to help you. It's not as hard as you think. A lot of people think, I don't know if I can do all that. It's fun.
Well, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I know you have the fez on, and I think we'll talk about that next time. And I have what is called a parade hat, which is also with the Shrine. Noble Marshal, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it.
Very
Thank
welcome.
you.